Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kieran and welcome back to a brand new episode of Upcoming RPG. I know it's been a long little minute since the last episode. I think the last episode we did it on was Within the Cosmos, which if you haven't watched that video, go check it out. It's a cool looking RPG. So for those who do not know, I'm a massive Fable fan, and year after year I'm always watching Xbox's conference and I'm sitting there and wondering, I'm like... And year after year, it never gets fucking announced. So I was like, do you know what? I'm going to go out and look for a Fable successor. I'm going to go look out for a game that is inspired by it, that is inspired by its mechanics, its world. It was in this search that led me to this one little game that doesn't even have a trailer. It doesn't even have that much promotion to it. Apart from a Reddit thread and a website, there's nothing much to it. And that game is Mirthwood. To be honest, it wasn't quite the title I was looking for because the game is actually inspired by Fable, Stardew Valley, and Rimworld, so it was a combination of a lot of different things, not just Fable in there. But the game intrigued me so much that I actually wanted to make a video on it. Actually, due to my interest in Mirthwood, I ended up making a trailer for the game and putting it into my VG Tonight showcase. If you haven't watched that, go watch it, because there's a lot of fucking cool games on there that you should all be checking out and playing. So yes, welcome to Mirthwood, an open world RPG that takes players on a grand medieval fantasy adventure. The game is being developed by Bundicot Games, a little small indie studio over in Seattle. Not much is really known about this studio. I did do a quick Google search. I'm not one of those fucking YouTube detectives that are like... I found all their legal documents. Like, no, I don't do that because I can't be arsed doing that. I just sort of want to cover the game and not do a deep dive fucking deep investigation private eye sort of shit. Maybe I should look towards hiring like a fucking Jessica Jones style person in the future. But yes, without further ado, let's dive into Morthwood, starting with the story. We begin our journey on the continent of Morthwood, a new frontier where immigrants from all over come to claim for themselves. However, as more come to these new lands, the more tensions rise as various factions form throughout the continent. After creating our character, we arrive in the town of Bright Oak, our first stop in this lovely wee adventure. Consider Bright Oak to be our little main hub of the world where we can settle down, we can go to the pub, we can grab a pint, we can listen to the fucking bard sing whatever shite he's singing. Bright Oak isn't the only town in Mirthwood, as there are two other towns the player can go to. Greyshore is based on the eastern coast and is filled with stunning scenery. Although with it being a seaside town, there might be a mass of undesirable dickheads who flock to its beaches on warm sunny days. There is also the town of Ashmire down south, which based off its description reminds me of Bloodstone from Fable 2. The shithole which is filled with mad things happening every 2 seconds. Now, they don't really tell us too many details of the main story, but Bundicot does give us a taste for the quests. Since this game is inspired by the likes of Fable, expect the main and side quests to flow similar to those titles. You may walk past a missing persons poster and be like, oh fuck, I know who that man is, I know him, he's old George from down the fucking street. Or you might hear murmurs of strange occurrences every full moon. Because of these inspirations, I'm actually really excited to dive into the quests. I'm kinda curious how much variety there is there as well. Actually, right here, Bundicot also notes that The Witcher is another main inspiration for quests, so that just adds another level of excitement there. See, my guess is that the game is going to be centered around your main character, as opposed to like the rest of the continent, because we know that the continent is filled to the fucking brim with all these different factions that are being formed and shit like that. So I think all that sort of stuff is just going to be the fluffer in the main story. It's going to be like the side thing. It's going to be like Skyrim with the Imperials and the Stormcloaks and stuff like that, where like they may have little tiny influences in the main story, but they're not the main story, you know? Lore on the world can be found throughout the game in the form of books and collectibles, detailing the world's history outside the continent of Mirthwood. So there will be a lot to digest throughout the game. Bundicot also say that you can create your own character in this game, meaning that if you want to settle down as a simple farmer, get a wife, have kids, then you can do just that. With the ecosystem of this game, anything is possible, so it should be a fun time. Speaking of fun times, how about we dive into some gameplay, you know? Because the gameplay in this fucking title is mental. So yeah, let's dive into gameplay. So where to fucking begin, because there's so much. There's so much to talk about. Mirthwood is an open world role-playing game where you can do whatever you want. Now before we dive into the big stuff, let's talk about character creation for just a second, because this is probably the most important part of the game. Badinage allows players to have complete control over your character, from creation to every decision you make afterwards. Creating a character seems quite fun. First, you can alter their appearance through basic options like hairstyle and gender. Also bear in mind that the screenshot you're seeing here is early footage, so this could all change later on. I do hope we actually get more customization options, because right here it does look a bit basic in terms of just, you know, hairstyle, fucking changing the colour of your skin, etc. I wish there's a little bit more, maybe accessories, maybe I get an eye patch or some shit, maybe I get a little bit of scar. I don't know, just add a little bit more personality to the character. You get to create your own origin story and character traits. The origin story part will probably act like most other games, where it gives you various options in multiple stages. Such as, my father was a farmer, which will probably give you a character trait in farming, possibly. You'll be able to upgrade your character and specialise in key areas to further nail down your role-playing. Morthwood also brings in something called the Legacy system, which is a mode that allows characters in the world, including yourself, to grow old and die. These characters will be replaced by their children and will continue to run the world. So if you play in this mode, your character can grow old and die throughout the seasons, throughout the years, and you will see your character age, and then when they die, if you have a child, you continue playing as the child. So it's like a dynasty sort of thing, which is fucking mad. I know other games have done that, but I've not played a game that's done that yet, so it's going to be kind of crazy for me anyway. So yes, you can get married, yes, you can settle down, and yes, you can have kids. If you so choose, you do not need to do these things. You can just go out and have your own wee adventure, go out quest, go out defeat monsters, go make money and stuff like that. You do not need to do any of this. All this is just optional. But yeah, getting married, having kids, this all leads us to the relationship system. Across Mirthwood, the player will be able to develop relationships with every single character. Good, bad, the choice is up to the player. The system acts similar to The Sims, where your character can develop friendships or love interests through the interaction wheel. The wheel has options such as charm, news, trade, chat and jest. These relationships will impact the gameplay overall. Have a good standing with the blacksmith, you might get a wee discount in prices. These relationships can develop over time and, like I said before, can lead to marriage and children. So where will your family stay if you choose to have one? Well, they will be living with you on your homestead, of course. When entering this world, your character will have their very own homestead, which will start out as some land in a wee hobo shack. What you turn your homestead into, however, is again up to you. Want to become a farmer and grow crops? You can do that. Want to herd animals and build barns? You can do that. You want to become a fucking innkeeper and run your own tavern? You can do that. Throughout the game, you'll need to repair and upgrade your home for these dreams to become a reality. You can customise your home too by changing the exterior of your house or by changing up the furniture. So there will be a lot there to customise, there will be a lot of just things you can mess around with, and the fact that you can build your own inn, it's just, the role-playing, The open world has many regions to explore, from the Lonely Plains to Bleakwood. Actually, Bleakwood is filled to the brim with like ghosty women, so I don't really recommend going there at the early stages of the game. But if you want riches, you want adventure, then I suggest you should probably go there. With the changing of seasons in the world as well, this will also impact the gameplay, so maybe you should do a bit less travelling during the winter. See, I'm not too sure what the combat is going to be like. I was going to dive into combat here, but we've only seen glimpses of it, and the glimpses look like placeholders, so I'll wait until later on and cover it in a future video when they update the combat. Weapons are an interesting factor in Mirthwood, as there will be weapon levelling and modifications. Hilts of swords can be swapped in and out, and you can even name your weapon as well. Although keep an eye out, because durability will also be a factor in the game. If Mirthwood actually becomes what the developers promise, this game is going to be fucking amazing. See, everything from like the art style to the gameplay mechanics, everything here suggests that I'm going to get really sucked into this game. And the fact that it's coming to the Nintendo Switch is just fucking cherry on top, because I've been playing a lot of my Nintendo Switch recently, because I go to bed earlier and then I'm like, oh, do you know what? I'll play like an hour or two on my Switch, go on Stardew Valley, maybe play a wee bit of Bioshock that just came out, and I've been fucking loving it. So like a game like this is actually perfect for me, that I can just drop in and out. Gonna drop in and be like, oh, I'm gonna go do a quest, drop in, I'm like, oh, do you know what, I'm gonna go to the inn, do this stuff. It just seems like a perfect game for me. The game is planning to launch on Indiegogo soon, so I'll leave a link down in the description below when that launches, and the game will also be exclusive to Nintendo Switch and on PC as well. So I don't know if the other consoles are going to get updated. I don't know if it's going to release on the PS4 and Xbox One, or Series X and PS5, I'm not too sure on that one, but the Switch, PC are the two platforms that are confirmed right now. So that was Mirthwood. Are you excited for it as I am, or are you waiting for more details to come out? Let me know down in the comments below. Special thanks my lovely wee patrons, KG, TG Monster and Enigma Plays 115 for your continued support over on my Patreon. Thank you guys so much. I do really appreciate it. So, Mirthwood, I am fucking excited for it. I literally, the second I seen this game when when trying to explore the internet, when trying to fucking, you know, go through the dirt that is indie games nowadays, because there's a lot of shite on there, man. When I found Mirthwood, that little fucking gem in the middle of it all, I was like, I need to cover this game. I need to fucking show off this game. I need to get it out there more, because you can only really find it on Reddit and its website. It does have Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that, but it's not really shared around much. So, and I've not really seen anyone else talk about it. So I was like, do you know what? I need to talk about this game. It has to happen. So yeah, we'll be covering more Mirthwood as the year progresses and as this game progresses as well. If there's a demo, I'll fucking play it. If there is any other news drops or big, you know, just gameplay drops or anything like that, I will cover that as well. And yeah, I'm just really excited for this game. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I shall see you all later. Bye bye.